Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Wow. Your girl has been gone. I think it's over 3 weeks, a little over 3 weeks now. But welcome back if you're a returning subscriber, and if you're a new subscriber, thank you so much. I've gotten quite a number of subscribers like in the past, I think 2-3 weeks. Thank you so much for the support. I'm so excited for this video. I know that now the June exams are coming up for a lot of students, university students, so I just thought this would be the perfect time to share these study tips. If it's your first time here, welcome. I am a law student. I'm currently doing my master's. I completed my LLB degree in 2018. So I've written quite a number of exams in the past, I guess 5 years, yes, even during my master's. So I do swear by these tips that I'm going to be sharing with you guys. It's things that worked for me, or tips that worked for me personally. And that being said, my tips are not the be all end all. I was actually talking to a subscriber on Instagram and I was sharing some of these tips with her. I just thought, you know what, why don't I just share this with everybody else? So with that being said, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really means a lot to me. The first tip is your study environment. Your study environment matters. You could literally be so stressed because your room or your study space is cluttered, it's dirty, it's a mess. So make sure that you clean up, you place things very neatly. And I think this also includes making sure that when you're going to study, you take only the things that you need. So don't have things that you don't need on the table or on your desk. Okay, having all the things that you need, it prevents you from standing up every 2 seconds. Like, okay, let me go fetch this. Next thing, that motivation, that drive is gone now. So make sure that you have your study snacks, your pencils, your pens, your color pens, whatever it is that you use to study. Make sure that it's all there and ready to go. I'm at home right now. Working or trying to work at certain hours does not work for me because there are a lot of distractions. So what I do is, if I want to get work done, I literally have to do it in the AM. So from 12 up until your 4 or 5. If you are in a situation where you are around a lot of people or you're with family or whatever, try and work when they're asleep. So make sure that you adjust your study time so that it works and benefits you. Because trust me, like, I've tried to get some work done during the day. Look, it's frustrating. Like, you literally lose your motivation and your drive trying to focus. Planning, if you know me like that, you know that I'm such a planner. Like, I used to a year planner, a monthly planner, and a daily planner, or a weekly planner and a daily planner. I would use a monthly planner to kind of like, so for example with tests and exams, it gives you like, that visual representation of your time, because then you know that, okay, on this day I'm writing this exam, on this day I'm writing this exam. So you actually get to see I have this number of days in between my exams, or you catch my drift, right? A weekly planner will help you to see what you have ahead in your week, and then your daily planner is what tasks do you have for today. Okay, so I think the whole point is to plan out the things that you need to cover. Let's say for example we've got 13 chapters or 10 chapters to cover for a particular module. It's to plan out to say, okay, fine, each day I'm gonna do 1 chapter, each day I'm gonna try and cover 2 chapters. And coupled with the planning, so planning also is very important. It's very important for you to start, like, as soon as possible. So depending on your time, you plan out the things that you need to cover, what you need to study. You be realistic. You have to be realistic. Like, the plan does not work if you're not realistic. If you're gonna say, I am going to study this whole module, all the material today, look, you're not even going to get a quarter like of the things done. You might not even start. Yeah, so then I'd say, if you're given a scope, for example, make sure that you gather like all your scope, all the study material, write it all down. Say, okay, fine, I need to cover chapter 1 of this, I need to read this case, I need to write it all down, and then start planning it to say, okay, fine, I'm gonna cover this chapter and do these cases on Monday. then on Tuesday I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3. I hope this is making sense. Also, you have to keep other exams in mind. So for me, I used to limit it to 2 modules. I'd study a maximum of 2 modules a day. It'll also depend on the modules. You know yourself, if you're able to, do a couple of modules or more than that, or if you can only study 1 module a day, which I don't know, depending on your time. I think if you're that kind of person, you have to ensure that you start very early to study, because then you have to cover different modules. This is the other thing with planning, okay? Sometimes things don't go according to plan. Sometimes you plan your day so perfectly, like, okay, I'm gonna do this from this time until that time, I'm gonna do that from this time until that time. Sometimes things come up, this is life. So you have to make sure that when you're planning, you understand that, okay, things come up. If you don't complete certain tasks today, don't throw out the plan. Tomorrow, start again. So basically just keep going, like keep pushing. This is something that I discovered, I think, in my 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's called the Pomodoro technique. So I don't know like the depths of the technique itself. You can actually look it up on YouTube. There are quite a number of videos relating to this, but basically it's to get you started. So what you do is you will set a timer, right, to 30 minutes. You're like, okay, fine, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to work for 30 minutes. After the 30 minutes, I'm standing up, I'm done for the day, and you'll find that when you actually sit down and get started, because starting is one of the hardest things ever. But if you sit down and you get started, and in your mind you're like, okay, after 30 minutes I'm going to be done. But when you sit down and actually start doing your work, you realize that, oh, actually this is actually doable, it's not that bad. But if you don't start, it becomes problematic. So this is to get you started. So even just before you start studying, because I know I tend to procrastinate a lot, so this has helped me so much to get my tasks started. Revision time is also very, 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 very important, because for me personally, how I would study is I make notes. How I study, let me rather say, I make notes, and my notes need to be colorful. I need those color pens, the whole shebang. So that means that I have to start quite early to study, or I have to make sure that I have my time to write down my notes. And then not only that, I still have to go over my notes and actually read them aloud and say them, and engage with the information and actually hear it. So it's quite the process. So I'd always have to make sure that I'm done with my notes or writing my notes at a certain point, and then actually go and revise, or rather study. So for me, like, the studying is now going back after making the note. And also, when you see that time is moving, like, you cannot go through the work as meticulously as you'd like to. So you have to take that into account as well when you see that another exam is coming up, or time is getting crammed up. So just make sure that you are realistic in how you're studying and how you're planning to study. Study to understand. Guys, do not cram. Like, I know I've been there. When you understand, you can answer any question regarding the work. I was actually talking to my subscriber about that. She was saying that she was quite anxious about like the kind of questions that they're going to ask, and I was like, well, if you know your work, if they didn't tell you or they didn't give you an idea of the kind of questions that they're going to ask, study to understand. In that way, you can answer any question regarding the material. Use past papers to give you an idea of what kind of questions they're going to ask. So do not, guys, there are lecturers who use past papers or the same type of questions, but don't bank on that, because then you might find that the lecturers now switched the game up and things are different. But I think using past papers, they give you an idea of how they're going to ask the material, basically. Because it's one thing to know the material, and it's another to be able to identify, okay, this is how, or this is what they're asking me about the material, and this is what's expected of me. So yeah, past papers definitely help. I think for me, past papers used to be, well, most of the time it would be something that I use when I'm done covering the material. I've covered, yeah, all the study material for the most part. And now I see how this material or this information that I've just learned could be asked. Remain positive. I'm very big on positivity. I think anybody who knows me, I am so big on positivity and being positive. Like, it's so important, because for me it's what do you lose? Like, what can you lose from being positive? In fact, you've got a lot to lose by being negative. So try and think positively. Watch motivational videos. That works for me as well. Make sure that you're hearing positivity, you're around positive people as well. And this also brings me to toxic WhatsApp groups. Guys, toxic study WhatsApp groups. I've been there. And you think, okay, you know what, I need the information. Maybe they're sharing information in the group, but sometimes it's really not worth it. If you feel like, as in, this is a bit much, then you leave. Or try your best not to engage or to read any negative, I guess, messages or whatever. But ensure that you're surrounded by positive people, and that the people that you speak about the study material are speaking positively, and solutions, not, oh my gosh, this is so difficult, oh my gosh, this is so hard. For me, like, that's just a red flag. Like, how do we attack this? How do we deal with it? That I can listen to and give time to, or the time of day to. Right. And then my last tip is to do things that you love. Do things that you love, guys. It's not a crime to also rest and take breaks in between. Do not be unrealistic and say that I'm going to study for 24 hours, because that's just no. So still do or continue to do the things that you enjoy. Watch a movie, but then don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. Watch YouTube videos, but then don't overdo it. Okay? But you are allowed to still take a break and to rest. Me and my sleep. Like, I don't mess about my sleep. I do not mess with that. Like, anything else, cool. But my sleep, though, I'm sorry, man. We're not here for that. We are not here for that. I sleep. I would sleep. So it would only be those special circumstances where, I guess I would sleep for less than maybe about 4 hours, less than 4 hours. But for the most part, I'd sleep like at least 6 hours. At least 6 hours. But you know yourself, and no one can tell you how to do things. There are people who study in the morning, there are people who study at night. But just because you sleep during the day and you study throughout the night, you can't come and tell me, why are you sleeping at this time? It's because I was studying during the day when you were sleeping. So and I hope that this was helpful. Let me know what study tips or what other study tips work for you. This could help another student right now. Don't be too hard on yourself. Definitely don't be too hard on yourself. Don't relax, okay? Don't relax, but don't be too hard on yourself. And I wish you all the best for exams. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, make sure to leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you feel that, you know what, I have a friend, or I don't know, somebody who could benefit from this, a sister, a brother who could benefit from these tips, do share this video with them. I would really appreciate that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.